Hi, I'm Laurie Dobson, and this is Island Update. Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020, and I'm on the island of Great Cranberry in Maine. And right now I'm on the lane, walking away from my house and my dogs who are whining at me. They can't believe I'm taking a walk without them, but I just did an hour this morning, so they are happy. They should be fine. Let's see, there's so much going on. So many cars up and down the street. It's full scale. It's like it's summer. It's like busy. It's very busy right now on the island. So it's fully opened up in terms of people here, or at least getting there. But as far as business is opening up, that's still being done gradually. And but I've been getting the garden going. Here, let me show you. There's a whole bunch of things in the process of being planted and more coming into the garden. I'm going to be doing a lot of work. Bob and I are expanding our veggie garden, and so it's going to be pretty awesome. So I wanted to, we had the library board had a meeting, so did Futures Group, and both of them were good. Some ideas that are going out there are getting people involved in doing poems and then getting them, or readings, and then getting them recorded onto the to the library page. So how that process works is that you can send a video to Ingrid and she'll post it to the Facebook library page so that we can have some nice readings from people on island, and doing some virtual reading groups, and enjoying that. And also, just if people had poems they wanted to write or contribute, especially, that's something we want to get posted there on the library page. I volunteered to go first because I just happened, coincidentally, to have written a poem the day before. That was Monday, that I had written a poem as a kind of a it's taken off of the original Cranberry Road poem that was done by Rachel Field back in the day. I'll read you her poem here. Hang on one second. Let's get it up. And it was up, and now it's not. This may not work. Hang on one second. There we are. So her poem goes, and I will have to cancel that to go away. I'm reading off of my iPad, which is not the best thing. So let me just tell you what else is going on while I get this organized. It was all booted up. Here we go. Okay, so back again as I walk to the Cranberry Road. So the Cranberry Road poem that she wrote, that lots of people know, it's been a lot of people put it in special calligraphy, and it's been posted in people's homes and various places. Rachel Field was a writer, and she wrote many books, and one of hers was made into a movie with Betty Davis, and I'm spacing on the name. But anyway, Hitty, the First 100 Years was a book that won some awards. All right, so her poem here is, and she lived in the Cranberry Isles. So Cranberry Road. I'd like to be walking the Cranberry Road, where the sea shines blue through the bristling firs, and the rocky pastures are overgrown with bayberry bushes and junipers, where orchards of bent old apple trees go trooping down to the pebbly shore, and the clapboard houses are seaward turned with larkspur clumps at every door, where there's plenty of time to say goodbye or good day when friendly eyes from a window peer. Oh, I'd like to be back on the Cranberry Road. I wish I were there instead of here. So I think she lived in New York sometimes, part of the year. My takeoff on that was, it's called A Cranberry Road, A Quarantine Lament by Laurie Dobson, but it's takeoff on It's from Cranberry Road by Rachel Field. I'd like to be walking the Cranberry Road, where the sea shines blue through the bristling firs, and the rocky pastures are overgrown with no trace of COVID or SARS or MERS, where orchards of bent old apple trees can shield from what islanders have in store. And though clapboard houses are safe to return, with notices posted at every door, well, there's hardly time to say goodbye when quarantining takes up all the days here. Oh, although I am back on the Cranberry Road, I wish these precautions were not so drear. So there you are. I do feel for those who return and want things to be at a point of normalcy, as do all of us. And the tendency is to want to think that when you get here, you can ease up on them. And yet there's a lot of anxiety about people not taking the quarantining seriously. I've just been on so many sides of this thing, looking at so many angles of it, that it's just completely, I have to just say, err on the side of caution. And I'm not going to be holding myself up in my basement, but I'm also going to be careful around people and not be confronting them whether their fear level is, but I will stop short, I will say, of wearing masks, walking outside when I've got plenty of room around me to avoid people. And I was told that by Kate Worcester, who is an expert in at the Cooper Gilmore area, the tent that's at MDI. She's sort of one of the main spokespeople for the COVID issue in Maine, and she's talking to people about it, and she's written up publications and working with the CDC here. And I had a good talk today because I was trying to find out if I could get an antibody test in Maine, and it turns out she says, and I've looked and called different hospitals, and they're not ready because they say that the results are too inconclusive, that it can test for coronavirus, but not specifically well enough for COVID-19. So while that's down the road still, I still was hoping to find out more about it. So she and I were talking, and she was saying that some of the things they're finding out now are evolving. One of them is that if people are asymptomatic, they're really not in a point where they're spreading the disease. That the main issue, they can potentially, but they're finding that the issue is being around symptomatic people with fever and a cough. Those are the main things. Those are the things that masks will protect you from. And the other issue is that I found that was interesting is that she was saying that they are concerned about some of the ramifications with wearing the masks overlong. It's not healthy for people when they're needing to get out and get exercise to stay shut up in their homes for 2 weeks. It's not healthy mentally or physically, as we all know. I mean, we need our exercise. So she was saying it's good to get out. It's important to get out. Wearing masks is not a good idea outside, as long as you're able to safely social distance to a distance of 6 feet. That is, I think, reasonable. Ultimately, absolutely reasonable. So, and that's what I think most people do here. If they do walk together, which is not ideal, but if they are, and maintain 6 feet, it kind of spreads you out. But it's better than walking alone. Anyway, walking on the Cranberry Road is always a treat. So I'm here now. As you can tell, there's one car after another, but in the morning when I was walking with the dogs, it was nice and peaceful. One thing I noticed, though, which was wonderful, was Darlene and Audrey were at the duck pond across from Wendy's store and greenhouse area. And the duck pond has some ducks in it. She said, "Oh, come and see." There were some babies, so it was adorable. They're little ducklings, and the dogs went nuts trying to sniff out a frog. Something was in the culvert. It could have been a mink. I don't know, but they went nuts. Audrey is great with them. She's got a birthday coming up, June 22nd, and she's going to be 5 years old. it's astonishing how quickly they grow. And anyway, it's great to have kids on this island. I think we need more. We've got to focus on that. Absolutely need the generations to continue here. I wish I was doing my part by having grandchildren, but my 3 children are out there. And, well, I'm going to leave it there. So there are some nice walks along here that we've been able to discover. And the regular ones are wonderful. The unusual off-the-road ones are wonderful. I think the point is just to get out there and get into the world and get your feet back on the natural earth and find ways to get sane and breathe and breathe and breathe and enjoy it. Right now, the shads are still blooming. It's incredible. It smells good. Life is coming back. There's a whole row of purple rhodoras there coming into bloom. You can't see it, but they're there. It's just waiting to be discovered. Anywhere you are, there's something to discover, something to appreciate about this earth. All right, well, enjoy yourselves. Talk to you soon. Bye.